Morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. I have moved the table into another room, and I have put some of my familiar things up, so I think it's feeling a little more like me. But I have not shuffled yet, so let me shuffle that and get started. Hopefully there's no echo. I don't know why I can't shuffle. Okay, let's try that again. I have a light that's up that hopefully I don't hit it while we're doing the reading. Let's see. Yeah. So, happy Wednesday. It's hump day. It is May 6th. And yeah, I don't know. I woke up super early today. I'm having some issues in the house with, things not working, and then they work and then they don't work. And I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with all of that, but hopefully it will get sorted out here soon. All right. That being said, hopefully you guys can see. Let's get the energies for today. Energies for today. All right. Well, this looks familiar. Queen of Wands in the reverse and the World. So, let's move these where you can see them. Queen of Wands in reverse, that faking things, let me put on the mask so that the people that I'm with will accept me. Right? Not being fully authentic. And you know what, guys? Sometimes it's not safe to be fully authentic, right? Sometimes you have to make sure that you're in a safe place before you can show all that authenticity. I had a client yesterday who I kept saying, who is, and I said his name. And he said, well, I'm a construction worker. I said, no, that's what you do. Who are you? And we went through this about, 5 or 6 times until he finally got it. He's like, oh, I see. I said, yeah, you're more than your reputation. You're more than your job. You're more than what you do. Who are you at a core? And I think that's what this is, trying to figure out who you are at the core, right? You're not your job. You're not your role that you play, mom, brother, sister, father, cousin, whatever. Who are you at your core? And I think we're all kind of contemplating that now. And when we figure that out, we start to end cycles, right? Because the cycle of everything has a cycle. I was just thinking like cycle of addiction, cycle of abuse, they all have cycles. And if you want to escape the cycle or escape the matrix, as the case may be, you have to make a change, right? You have to be the one to make the change. You can't expect anybody else to do it for you, because if you were expecting someone else to do it for you, then you're going to stay in the same cycles, right? And you're giving all your power away. And if you want to take your power back, then you have to take accountability and responsibility for where you're at. So it's kind of a hard truth. I tell my clients all the time, you're not what happened to you, but you're also responsible for healing it, right? You're not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for healing it. And that is the justice of all of it, right? It's not about blame. It's about how do I progress? How do I move forward? How do I heal from this? I know it's not my fault what happened to me, but it is my responsibility to heal it. And then the Wheel of Fortune, right? Looking at things from a new way. I'm going to do things different. It's up to me. I'm at the helm. I get to choose. I get my thoughts, my words, my strength, my all of it, right? And she looks very determined there. Very determined. She's got her hand on it like, nobody's going to turn this wheel but me. And so you've got 3 major arcana, major life lessons happening. We went from 21 to 11 to 10. So 10 and 11 obviously equals 21. So these 2 things are going to create the ending of the cycle for you. Let's get some advice for today. I know I'm kind of hurrying. I'm a little bit late today, but that's okay. We've got the Hierophant in the reverse, so questioning the belief systems. And the Knight of Swords in the reverse, so slowing down those thoughts, slowing down that thinking, questioning everything, making sure that you are, it's you doing the thinking, right? It's nobody else. It's just you. It's your thoughts. It's your words. It's your beliefs. It's your stuff. And if it is somebody else's, that's fine. But then decide if you want to keep it, right? Because that's your decision, nobody else's. If it's not for you, then toss it, right? What do they say? Take what resonates and leave the rest. Take what works for you and leave the rest. They say it in AA. They say it in spiritual communities. They say it everywhere. It's just a thing, right? Take what you need, leave the rest. All right, so we are going to get a This Might Help card. Let's see what might help us today. What's going to help us today? Oh, you know what I didn't do? Hang on. We're not going to get help yet. What we don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. 6 of Pentacles. The balance of resources, the spreading those resources out in a balanced way. See that? So we've got 2 scales here. 2 scales. So when we talk about judgment and we talk about justice, we balance those scales. It doesn't necessarily mean everybody's equal, but it does mean everybody gets what they need, right? And I'm just thinking of that Rolling Stones song. You don't always get what you want, but you always get what you need. Like, that's the 6 Pentacles, right? Might not feel fair because it's not equal, and it doesn't have to be equal. It has to be just, and those are 2 very different words. So now let's see what might help. What might help? What might help us today in this balancing of scales, justice, ending of cycles, questioning belief systems, not being super authentic. What is our advice? What is that this might help? That's a lot of cards. I don't know why these cards don't want to jump for me today. This might help. What's going to help us today? Give us some help. All right, one more, and then I'm just going to pick a card. What's going to help? What will help us today? All right, well, here we go. Got the deck. The dog. The dog will help. Think about, so the dog is kind of like the Fool, right? It's the 0 card. And this dog looks mighty, I don't know. What does he look like? He looks like he's just anxious for his owner to get home. I'm actually going to look this up because I want to see what the artist has to say about it. The dog. Here we go. Advice best listened to. The Fool would walk happily off a cliff, and the dog did not bark to warn him. The Fool card symbolizes and encourages a journey for which you are not fully prepared and do not know the end result. The dog represents the vivid and useful advice of the Fool will receive along the way. The Fool embarks on his journey, trusting the universe to catch him, and the dog is there to do just that. The dog represents people who care for you and the advice they give, but always, but especially at the beginning of new journeys, listen well to close friends and family and partners. This wisdom will encourage, guide, and protect you. So as a clarifier, the dog suggests that the card it lands on refers to a person, a group of people, or animals in your life that are there to support you and that can represent the advice you are to receive from these beings. So, the loyalty, right? Everybody thinks dogs are, thinks of loyalty when they think of a dog. And, if you're going to step off that cliff, apparently, then get some advice before you do it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. You guys take care. We'll chat tomorrow.